So this video will explain the process to go through in order to sell a divorce lien. And we're going to go through real quickly at the beginning what we're going to show you here. First is a brief explanation on what a divorce lien is. Then we're going to tell you who can sell one. And most importantly, is towards the end of the video, is what documents and information you will need in order to get a quote for one of these divorce liens. And then, again, very importantly, is how a divorce lien is valued, which will be an important piece to, of course, the process that you're going through. So what is a divorce lien? It's a promise to pay money, which is always part of some sort of a divorce. Usually it's part of a divorce settlement instead of being part of a divorce court order. It's where the two parties agree that one person will stay in the house and the other person will accept payments for their portion of the divorce settlement that they are due. The promise to pay is executed in the form of a note. It's a piece of paper that says, I so-and-so owe you X number of dollars and will have payments over such and such a time period, 5 years, 2 years, something along those lines. The note itself is going to be secured by a mortgage on some sort of real estate, which is usually the family home. It can be other real estate, but that's most often what we see. The family home is the primary asset, and one party wants to stay in the home, and then the second party wants to move out and just take their form of payment over time. So if you want to sell the divorce lien, it may seem obvious, but you must be the one who's receiving payments. You can't sell a divorce lien if you're the one that has to write the check each month. So you have to be the person who is actually getting paid each month or is due the lump sum at the end. You have to decide whether you want to sell all of your payments or just some of your payments. Do you want to sell just the first 5 payments if you're getting them monthly or quarterly, or do you just want to sell the whole thing and be done with it and not have to worry about collecting any of those payments in the future? So then what you need to do is collect your documents, which would be copies of notes and mortgages. You gather information. Again, this seems like a general thing to say, but there are other questions we have to answer, such as the structure of the loan, or do you owe any money on child support and alimony? And then when you have all this, you call for a quote, or you go to our website if you'd like, and we can walk you through the process and give you a quote if that's what you would like to do. So you do need to collect some documents. What is it that you will need? You'll need a copy. To complete the deal, you'll need the original note. To get a quote, you'll just need a copy so we can see what the terms are. A copy of the mortgage would be great. That might show us that the security, meaning the real estate, and the mortgage itself has been filed on that real estate. If you have a copy of the payment history, this is also a plus because it shows us how well the payments have been made or when they're due and just how many more payments are made. It's just a really good piece if you can get your hands on that. So the additional information we might need: where is the house? How much is it valued at? That's important if you think about it, because if you have a divorce lien that is worth more than the house, then the entire lien probably can't be purchased. Maybe part of it can, but the value of the house as it compares to the value of the lien is an important part as well. Is there a first mortgage? This becomes very important because you have to see in terms of valuation, what are the two mortgages put together? How much is the combined value as compared to the house? What's the payment on the first? Again, this all goes into figuring out what the risk is in terms of buying the divorce lien, which is what investors look at when they're thinking about buying these kinds of products. So is the divorce final? This also is important because if the divorce isn't final, then the terms of the lien may not have been finally decided on. So without having a final divorce, we can't necessarily buy a divorce lien. We may be able to advance money towards a divorce settlement that you're expecting, but that's a different process. So for a divorce lien, though, we need to know whether the divorce is final. Is there any more child support or alimony that is owed? Are you current on those payments, if this even comes into play at all? These are just a series of questions that, in addition to the documents, we'd like to take a look at. So we have all this information now. Then we have to go about valuing the note. And what is important with that is, how long is the note? Meaning, what's the term? What's the interest rate, which again goes into valuing what can be paid for your note. A higher interest rate may mean that you can get a higher amount of money for it at this stage if you're trying to get out of the entire note. The payment structure, are there monthly payments, lump sum, or both? This is arguably the most important part of this. If you have a lien that has monthly payments and a lump sum, then that will be worth more than a divorce lien where you're expected to receive money that only has a lump sum. So the fact that there are some sort of regular payments, monthly or quarterly, makes your lien worth more, because it shows that there's some sort of a flow towards this particular cash flow in this note. That's pretty much it in terms of the basics about divorce liens. If you'd like more information, or if you would like to have a quote on any particular kind of divorce lien that you might have, please give us a call. You can find our phone number at the Cash Flow Solutions blog, and also there you'll find additional information about cash flows and divorce liens.